first. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the masterclass. I'm gonna share my screen with you so you can see. Oops. So welcome. I'm Valentina. I'm production manager for Central Europe at Worldia. I live in Berlin for 3 years, but I'm originally from Bavaria, so therefore I also chose a background picture from Bavaria with the typical pretzels in the hand. I'm gonna introduce you today to the Central Europe destinations. And yeah, that's the presentation of today. You had already a few behind and two more to come, I see. So yes, first of all, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the destinations, also give you a bit of a general advice and formalities. After we're going to go more detailed into each country, with the most important spots to visit and the must sightseeings. And after I'm gonna show you also a bit how you can combine best each country. And Wouter is gonna show you in when we present the Netherlands. He's going to show you how to adapt an itinerary on our platform and how to personalize your trip. So first of all, a quick overview of the destinations. So I created a small map for you where you can see all the Central European destinations I'm covering. So it's Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary, and Poland. Switzerland and Poland is not yet completely opened, but we're opening those destinations soon. And Central Europe is a very diverse region. You have a lot of rich cultural heritage, iconic cities like Amsterdam, Berlin, Prague, Vienna, and Budapest, stunning landscapes. And what is really a plus for the destination is that it's very compact and accessible. So it's really easy to get around by train. And you can easily combine those destinations. So it's a highlight for all sort of travelers. If you're seeking a luxury trip, if you want to explore culture, if you're traveling with your family, in Central Europe, there is something for everyone. And now a bit more of a practical information. So how to get to Central Europe, I just created a small map for you with the major international hubs. You can see also a bit more detailed on the left side. And climate-wise, Central Europe is really a all year-round destination. So in each season, you have something really nice to travel to. So you can travel in spring, summer, fall, winter. In spring, you have mild temperatures, so it's not too hot, it's not too cold. You have the blooming flowers like the tulip season in the Netherlands, which is very beautiful. Then in summer, it's also nice because it's not too hot like in the south of Europe. So still perfect for city trips, getting around, being in nature. Enjoy some fresh beer in the beer gardens. And in the fall, it's starting to get a bit more cozy. It's getting a bit cooler. You have a stunning autumn foliage, some wine harvest festivals, and the Oktoberfest in Munich, happening in the end of September. And then it's getting even colder, and in winter you have beautiful landscape scenery covered in snow, especially in the Alps like Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. And of course, the beautiful Christmas markets all over Central Europe. Some useful information. So as a US or Canadian citizen or from the UK, you don't need to have a visa to travel to Central Europe, but you need to have a passport that's valid at least 3 months beyond the planned date of departure. You don't have to have a health insurance, but it is recommended for traveling within Europe. And the time zone, you have the Central Europe time in winter and summertime. And language-wise, each country has its own language, but if you speak English, you get very fine everywhere. People speak English, at least the basic conversations you can have. And in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, German is spoken. In Belgium, you speak either French or Dutch. But if you want to immerse in the culture a bit better and really interact with some locals, I can advise you to learn a few simple sentences, phrases, and therefore I created a small slide with the most useful phrases, just a very small selection of them. So if you want, you can also forward this to your customers when they travel to Central Europe, and then just to learn a little German, for example, Hallo, danke, Entschuldigung, wo ist der Bahnhof? Können Sie mir helfen? Yes, and a bit more of a view of some useful information. I'm not gonna get into detail of everything, just maybe to know the currency is usually euro in all the countries, but in Czech Republic you have the Czech koruna, and in Hungary you have the Hungarian forint. And you can pay almost everywhere by card, but it's still very common in some shops, especially in more rural areas or in smaller cafes or bars, that people take only cash. So you should always have a bit of cash with you. Yes, so let me get to the first country, Belgium. Belgium, for whom is Belgium a nice country to travel? Everyone who loves history, art and culture, who loves food and beer, for especially Belgium is famous for its beer and chocolate. For romantic travelers, you have beautiful towns with cobblestone streets and picturesque canals, so very romantic sceneries. What can you explore in Belgium? You have a lot of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Bruges Historic Center, for example, and culinary delights, the mule fries, praline, and the Belgian waffle. And you have festivals like the Tomorrowland, which is super famous. And of course, also very known museums and outdoor activities. So, where can you explore what? So, Belgium is divided in two regions, the Flemish region in the north, where you speak Dutch, and the Walloon region in the northern part, where you speak French. And then you have Brussels, which is located in the Flemish region. It's the capital of Europe, UNESCO World Heritage Site with stunning medieval architecture. You have the famous Atomium, which you can see here a bit on the right side. It's this which looks like an atom, and the mannequin piece. Then you have Antwerp, famous for diamonds and arts, with the Groot Market, the Rubens House, and the Diamond District. Bruges, with its canals, very beautiful, and you can ride with a boat on them. Then Ghent, it's a hidden gem. You have the Gravenstein Castle, a medieval fortress in the heart of the city, very beautiful. And yes, and then you have Leuven, the university town, a stunning Gothic masterpiece, an old market square, and Namur and Liège. Yeah. Um, Yes. So here's a bit of our hotel selection from Worldia. You have from 5 to 3 star a lot of different hotels. Here I just put a small selection of my favorite ones. The 5 star hotel, Hotel Amigo, in very heart of Brussels. The Hotel Indigo, Brussels, Hotel Julian, Grand Hotel Kasselberg in Bruges, and Pilogram Boutique Hotel in Ghent, all in central locations for sightseeing, perfectly located. And some of our selected must-do experiences for Belgium, as mentioned before, the Atomium and Design Museum in Brussels. You can go up there, enjoy some interesting exhibitions, and have a great view of the city. Then Mini Europe in Brussels with small miniatures of the most famous sites of Europe, which you can explore. Then what you shouldn't miss is a local beer tasting with the famous Belgian beer, and the Choco Story Museum in Bruges, where you can explore a bit more the Belgian chocolate, and a day trip to Dinant in Luxembourg from Brussels. Yes, so now I'm getting to the Netherlands. I will show you again the overview of the country, and afterwards Wouter is going to show you on the platform how to create a trip for the Netherlands. So for whom is Netherlands the right country? Again, everyone who loves culture, who loves urban exploring, who wants to have a relaxed time, enjoy some local food and love art. There's a lot of things you can explore. You have the canals and the architecture. Amsterdam is a UNESCO canals, and you have a lot of art and culture, masterpieces by Van Gogh, Rembrandt, and then, as said before, for the spring season, the tulips and the windmills, the typical picture you often see from the Netherlands. Then some Dutch delicacies, delicacies, sorry. Some, yeah, stroopwafels, Gouda cheese, and cycling culture. Everyone in Amsterdam is cycling around. Yeah. So where and what? Amsterdam, very famous, and with the canals, you can have a boat trip and enjoy the Venice of the North, the Rijksmuseum and the Van Gogh Museum for everyone who wants to explore some great art. The Anne Frank House, for if you want to learn a bit more of the history, and the Jordan district with boutique shops and cozy cafes. Then you have Rotterdam, a nice city with the cube houses. You can see them here on the right side. It's an iconic modern architecture for design lovers. The Erasmus Bridge, and Market Hall, and Euromast Tower. Some of our hotels in the selection, again, a range from 5 to 4 star hotels, all in the best location for sightseeing, very high standards, and yeah, best quality hotels. And some must-do experiences for the Netherlands, of course. The mills with the tulips, the Van Gogh Museum, a canal cruise, the Rijksmuseum, and the Heineken experience, where you can explore the Heineken story and taste some beer. Yes, and now I'm gonna stop presenting here for a while, and Wouter is.
One thing, my laptop is being very slow.
You want to use my laptop?
If that's possible.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into the platform and um, show you on the platform how to create a trip in a second. Just having a bit of a internet problem here, but we're getting there. Sorry for that. Okay. So, Wouter, you're gonna do it on my laptop?
All right. All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that little delay. As Valentina said, I am Wouter. I am your friendly neighborhood Dutchman for today. And today I'm going to give you a little bit of a demo of how our platform works. And I'm going to do that by creating a trip from the Netherlands by using first a itinerary. So on our platform, we have our different destinations, and through destinations, you can come to this beautiful landing page of the Netherlands. Once you go to this page, you can see our general information about this destination. So we first have our trips here. These are our templates and pre-selected itineraries. We also have a travel guide with the best time to go and some general information about the country. And we also have an overview of the different areas and the cities we have. And at last, there is also, of course, the option to create your own trip. But I will get back to that once I have created a trip via our itineraries. So let's first start. So we have 8 itineraries for the Netherlands. So far, they are mostly for Amsterdam, but we are currently working to create more trips for different destinations and also some country combinations. But for now, let's just start with this template, the city break in Amsterdam. So once we open our template, we can start and customize this template. So we can click here on customize and book this trip. And this is where we can start filling in our information. So let's start with the departure date. So let's say our customers would like to go to the Netherlands and see the tulip fields that Valentina was talking about. This is generally, the best time for this is generally in spring. So in the months of April and May, preferably end of April and starting of May. So let us choose the 22nd of April. And then we can start defining our travelers. So here we can choose how many rooms, how many people are coming. Let's say we have 2 adults and they are bringing 1 child of 10 years old. So Timmy can come as well. And then we can go to the next step and fill in our starting airport. So let's say they are starting in New York, not New Zork. Where's the Y? Oh, this is the German keyboard, so it's a little bit different for me. Okay, so let's choose New York. So what we can do here is we can either choose New York as the place, or we can choose a specific airport within New York, because there are, of course, several. I think JFK is probably the largest, so let's choose that one. And then we can confirm and personalize our trip with all of the details we just filled in. And what it's doing right now is it's choosing, or it's taking all of the information that we put in, and it's personalizing that into the template. So it's checking the prices and availability of, for example, the flight that's in here, the hotel that was chosen in the template, and the different activities. So sometimes this is taking a little bit of time. as we said, there are a bit internet problems in our office today, so I do apologize for this. In the meantime, maybe I can also tell you where I'm from in the Netherlands. So I was born in the south of the Netherlands. It's right here in the southern provinces. It's called Zeeland. It's typically not a very touristic province, but it's very beautiful. It's nice beaches, and it's of course always in my heart. Um,
Seems to be down.
yeah, it seems to be taking a bit long. So I don't know if we
But you
maybe
can
just
already show
skip
You
it.
can show the template, what's in there.
Yeah, I can also just show the template quickly. So of course, from the beginning of the template, there is a flight and the transfer in there. Then we also have the hotels. We can easily pick a new hotel or change the room as well. This is, for example, a 3-star hotel, but we also have many 4-star and even 5-star hotels in Amsterdam. And then we also have the activities. So we can pick and choose different activities. Right now there is a canal cruise, which I would definitely recommend. Amsterdam is of course known for being the Venice of the North. So there are the canals where you can have a beautiful cruise and see all of the main monuments. And then Amsterdam is also really a city of art and of museums. So there is, for example, the Moco Museum. It's a bit different than any other museum. So it's a bit of a more contemporary museum. But there's, of course, also the Rijksmuseum, where you have many famous paintings and other artworks from a lot of different artists from throughout history. And then, of course, Amsterdam and the Netherlands is also the country of bikes. So that is also a great way to see the city. This would be a tour with a guide who will take you around on a bike. And what I was going to do is change this free day over here and change it for a day trip to different cities in the Netherlands. So the Netherlands is not all of Amsterdam. The country has a lot more to offer, like my home province of Zeeland. But I think for your customers, it would probably be better to see the main cities. So there is The Hague, Rotterdam, and Utrecht, which are 3 great cities to visit from Amsterdam. The country is, of course, quite small. And look, it loaded now. The country is quite small. So let's just show you quickly how we can change this activity, which I think we'll also know. Oh, okay. So I was going to choose this activity. It is to Rotterdam, Delft, and The Hague. It is a guided tour, and we'll show you some of the other highlights of the country. And I think that is pretty much it for this template. I think the loading took up a bit of time, so maybe I can just quickly show you how we can create our own trip. So we can go back to the Netherlands. And as I said here, there is the button of creating your own trip. So if we click on that, we can again start choosing our date. So let's go for April again. Then we can choose our number of people. Timmy can't come this time. And then we can start filling in our destinations. So Amsterdam and the Netherlands is a great country to visit by itself. But of course, people from the USA and Canada, they have to travel a long time. So it's probably nice to combine it with some different destinations. So let's start by filling in Amsterdam. And I would say 3 nights would be perfect. And then we can add this step. And then I would personally recommend to combine the Netherlands with Belgium. So we can create, for example, another step in Brussels. Brussels is, of course, the capital of Belgium. And as Belgium is quite small, it's also a great place to have day trips from to other cities in Belgium. For example, Bruges and Ghent, and also Antwerp. So once we have added this step, it is also Amsterdam and Brussels are quite close by each other, so they are easily connected by train or, if necessary, by car, by transfer. And then lastly, to kind of create a trio out of this trip, we can add the beautiful city of Paris, which is also quite close from Brussels by train, and we can add this step. So I think I will leave it at that. After confirming this, you will just start creating your own trip. You can add flights, you can add the transfers, the trains between the cities, and your own activities, and make this whole trip your own and create the perfect trip for your customer. So this was my part. Thank you for your attention, and I will go back, give the laptop back to Valentina.
Yes, thank you, Wouter, for showing us the Netherlands. Even though it was a bit tricky with the platform, I mean, with the internet today, unfortunately. But what can you do? So let me share back the presentation with you. So yeah, from the Netherlands, we go to Germany, my home country. And yes, for whom is Germany the right country? I would say for everyone, Germany is really diverse. It's a big country. You have from the north to the south a lot of different landscapes as well. So if you are interested in history, then it's the perfect place, especially with the German history of the First and Second World War, of course, as many other things. Then if you're interested in culture, a lot of museums. We have the Museum Island in Berlin, for example, which is very famous. It's a small island with a lot of different museums on the island. You have the perfect destination for nature lovers. You have the Black Forest, the Bavarian Alps, the rivers and valleys like the Rhine Valley. And of course, for food and beer lovers, you have the famous German beer and sausages like the Bratwurst and the pretzels. In Bavarian, we call pretzels Brezen, if you ever want to learn the Bavarian word of it. Then, of course, in Germany, you have a lot of different culinary dishes, of course, depending on which region. And very vibrant cities like Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, each offering a unique vibe. You have, as said, iconic landmarks. You have the Brandenburger Tor, which you can see on the left side in Berlin, the beautiful Neuschwanstein Castle, which probably everybody knows, and the cathedral in Cologne, for example. Then in Berlin, you can visit the Berlin Wall and the museums. And as said before, you have stunning nature, festivals like the Oktoberfest, and culinary highlights like Schnitzel, Sauerkraut, Spätzle, and beer. And yeah, where and what. So I didn't add all the locations we have for Germany because if you're gonna check on our platform, we're offering quite a lot of different places for Germany. So I really highlighted the most important places which you probably sell most to your customers as well. So we have Berlin, the capital, where I also live right now. We have the Brandenburg Gate, which you saw before on the photo. It's the iconic symbol of Germany, as it's Berlin is the capital. The Berlin Wall Memorial. You can explore more of the Cold War history and the Second World War history. The Museum Island, it's a UNESCO World Heritage as well, and many things to explore. Berlin is a really big city. You can travel and each day be in a different district and explore different vibes. You have very like the club culture, you have a bit more calm areas, you have the touristic center in Berlin Mitte where you find the museums. And then all in the east you have also the Berlin Wall and the big Tierpark. Really a lot of things, and you can spend quite a time in Berlin. Then you have Hamburg with the Elbphilharmonie, which you can see here on the photo, the historic warehouse district, and UNESCO site, the Speicherstadt, and the port of Hamburg. And then Munich, so that's from my hometown, let's say, the Marienplatz with a famous Glockenspiel. It's a clock in the building on the square, and each on the full hour of the time it's turning around and makes some music. It's very beautiful and cool to watch. Then you have the Nymphenburg Palace, and the Oktoberfest in the end of September. It's the huge festival. Everyone is going there, also the locals, but people from all over Europe are celebrating there as well. You can try the food, you can try the beer. There are some nice attractions to do, and very recommendable. Then Köln, you have the Köln Cathedral with Gothic architecture and the Rhine River cruises along Germany's most famous river. Then you have Heidelberg with the Heidelberg Castle, and the old beautiful town, Dresden, Frankfurt, Füssen with Neuschwanstein, the beautiful castle down here, the Black Forest region with Baden-Baden and Freiburg. You can have some relaxing time in the spas and thermal baths in Baden-Baden. And then Berchtesgaden and the Eagle Nest for some time in the mountains and a bit of the World War II history. Then some of our selected hotels for Germany. The 24 hours hotel Bikini Berlin is a very special hotel because in some of the rooms you have a view over the zoo of Berlin. So you can see some animals jumping in front of your window if you're lucky. And it's in the center of Berlin, so also very well located for some sightseeing and trips. Then the Mandarin Oriental in Munich with a beautiful roof with a pool, so you can have an overview of Munich skyline. You can see the two towers there of Munich. They're called the Frauenkirche. And once a mayor of Munich decided that there is a law that no other building is allowed to be higher than those two towers. So that was a great law because now it really made the skyline of Munich iconic, because you only see those two towers and nothing higher than it. So it kept the scenery quite beautiful. Then the Hotel Mondial in Köln, the Amaron Hamburg Hotel in Hamburg, and the Hotel Indigo in Dresden. All very beautiful hotels in perfect locations. some must-do experiences for Germany. So in Germany, in Berlin, we're offering a must-sees guided tour where you get guided around the most important sites in Berlin. Then, as mentioned before, the Oktoberfest in Munich. We're offering a Oktoberfest experience where you get guided around and you have a lunch in a tent on the Oktoberfest, so you can try the local food yourself. The private guided brewery tour and beer tasting in Köln. So Cologne is very famous for its beer. It's called Kölsch, and it's usually served in smaller, thinner glasses. Like, probably from Bavaria, we have this big mass, big glasses with a lot of beer inside. And in the Kölsch in Cologne, it's in the smaller, thinner glasses. So it's a bit of a side fact about beer. And the three castles of King Ludwig II in day trip from Füssen. And last but not least, the Nuremberg Old Town and Christmas Market tour. So Nuremberg is very famous for its beautiful Christmas market. You have beautiful Christmas markets all over Germany. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight this one. It's quite famous, but you can really find a lot of them all over Germany. And yes, so let me go to Austria, a country right next to Germany. And yeah, for whom? Again, for culture and history lovers, foodies, and coffeeholics. If you want to try Vines coffee, you have the Vines coffee houses, and you can try schnitzel, strudel, and local wines. In Austria, you have really good white wine. Red wine, I'm not a huge fan. I think you are better in Italy about it, but it has really good white wine. But probably it's also personal preference. Then for romantic travelers, it's just beautiful cities, very romantic, with picturesque settings and charming streets with the Alpine backgrounds. Some music fanatics, probably you also all know the Sound of Music movie. So from Salzburg, you have a lot of interesting tours, but also in Vienna with the classical concerts, you're gonna find a lot for musical fans. Nature lovers, of course, you have the beautiful landscapes, the mountains, the rivers. For nature lovers, it's everything you want to find. And yes, architecture-wise, you have beautiful palaces, castles, and Salzburg UNESCO-listed Old Town. And you can visit the birthplace of Mozart and Strauss, and also then listen to some music of them in a classical concert. Yeah, a lot of day trips also from Vienna, like the Wachau Valley and Hallstatt. And you can easily go to Switzerland, Slovakia, or Hungary from it. So yeah, where and what? So for the moment, we're offering Vienna and Salzburg, but we're also planning to add more to our portfolio in the next months for Austria. So Vienna, you find the super beautiful palaces like Schönbrunn, Belvedere, and Hofburg, also with beautiful gardens. You can stroll around the city of music, also called because of all the classical music heritage, Vivaldi's Four Seasons and Mozart, and yeah, and all the operas. The Museum of Natural History. It's a very fascinating and stunning building as well, and the St. Stephen's Cathedral. Then Salzburg with the fortress. It's the largest and best preserved medieval castle in Europe, and it's overlooking the city and also is a UNESCO overlooking the city with the UNESCO Old Town. Then you can visit in Salzburg Mozart's residence, and you can learn more about Mozart's life, explore the music and his family history. And from Salzburg, you can visit the salt mines in Hallein, in Berchtesgaden or Hallstatt. near Salzburg. And the Sound of Music tour, you can visit the filming locations of the iconic movie, including Mirabelle Palace and Gardens. Yeah, another slide of our hotel selection for Austria, including Vienna and Salzburg, from 5 to 4-star hotels, all in good locations and comfort. And an overview of our must-do experiences for Austria. We have, of course, Schönbrunn Palace Tour, a must-do for Vienna. Then a classical concert. It's also a must for Vienna. You can listen to Mozart or Strauss, Wachau Valley and Milk Abbey, the Sound of Music tour, and a day trip to the Eagle's Nest and Berchtesgaden from Salzburg. So next step is Czech Republic, and here I would like to get a bit more focused about Prague, which we have currently open, but also for Czech Republic we're gonna add more to the portfolio soon. But for the moment you are gonna find Prague on our platform. Prague or Czech Republic is perfect also for history seekers, romantic travelers, architecture enthusiasts. You see, it's almost all the time the same in Central Europe. It's very similar for the type of travel. That's why it's easy and perfect to combine the countries with each other. Beer lovers as well here, because you have also famous Czech lager beer and affordable prices for the travel. So everyone who wants to save a bit, it's also good for Czech Republic. Yes, rich history. You have Prague with the cobblestone streets and the famous Charles Bridge and the Prague Castle, which is a huge district with different things to see, like the garden and the church, the natural beauty, culinary delights like the Czech traditional cuisine, like goulash, which is really, really delicious in Prague, I must say. And vibrant traditions like folk festivals, Christmas markets, very beautiful in Prague. Some classical music performances as well, and also for relaxation and wellness in the spa towns like the Karlovy Vary. Where and what? So in Prague you have the old town square. It's in the heart of Prague, and you have the famous astronomical clock surrounded by vibrant Baroque architecture. Then the Prague Castle. You can visit the St. Vitus Cathedral, the Golden Lane, and enjoy some panoramic views of the city, as it's located on the top of the city on the hill. You have the Charles Bridge, which you can see also in the evening, very beautiful with the lights. It has a bit of a mystic atmosphere, but also very romantic. Then the Jewish quarter, you can visit some historic synagogues and the Jewish cemetery, which you can see here. Then Mala Strana, you can discover the St. Nicholas Church and the Petrin Hill. It's a green oasis on the top of Prague. Also very beautiful in spring because you have a lot of cherry trees and blooming trees and an overview of the city, and it's a large green area, perfect for some walks and beautiful views of the city. Some of our selected hotels as well on Prague, again from 5 to 4-star hotels, all also in the center and with a beautiful design. And our must-do experiences. So of course you have to see the Prague Castle if you are in Prague, and also you should try some food, some traditional food from Czech Republic. So we are offering also an Old Town food tour where you can try some And the magical Christmas market tour, you're gonna visit the Christmas market in Prague, and yeah, it's very beautiful. And Vta, I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. Vtava cruise, and it's very cool in summer, but you also have cruises for winter, so it's also all year long. You can drive on the river. You have lunch cruises or dinner cruises as well, if you want to combine it with some cuisine. And yes, then we have the Karlovy very full day tour. You're gonna get to know the spa village a bit, town a bit better. And then let's go to Hungary. Also in Hungary, for the moment, we have Budapest open only, but we're going to open the whole destinations, also other places apart from Budapest, also in the next weeks. So you can always have a look on our platform. There's gonna pop up some new things from time to time. Yeah, Hungary is great for everyone who wants to experience spa and wellness. You have a lot of thermal baths and spas all over Budapest and Hungary. Food and wine lovers, you have nice cuisine and very good wine. History and architecture. Budapest is really, yeah, great city with famous monuments. The budget wise, it's also very like similar like Czech Republic. It's not too expensive, so really cool. And yeah, some architectural wonders you can see. You can relax in the famous thermal baths. You can visit the yeah, the nature. You have some day trip opportunities as well, and Hungarian cuisine. Where and what? So some highlights of Budapest, the Parliament building, which is a neo-Gothic masterpiece, the Buda Castle, also UNESCO World Heritage, the St. Stephen's Basilica, the Chain Bridge, the Danube Promenade, and the Seneci Thermal Baths. So if you want to combine a city trip but also with relaxation, that's the perfect place to go. After a long day of visiting sites, you can then relax in some warm water or in the sauna. Some of our selected hotels, again from 5 to 4-star hotel, very luxury like Four Seasons, but we have a huge range on our platform, so just have a look what's best for your customers. Some must-do experiences. We have the Buddha walking tour, must with all the main sites, a dinner cruise on the Danube with a concert, a very nice way to see also the city from a different point of view. Then Esztergom, Visgrad, and Szentendre with lunch. Difficult names to pronounce for me. From Budapest, and discovered the Lake Balaton from Budapest day trip. So those are day trips going all from Budapest. And then in Budapest, entry to the Gellert thermal baths. Yes, and now I just wanted to quickly also show you how I would combine the Central European destinations. So basically, you can create a trip all over Central Europe, combine all the countries. It's easily accessible by train and or private transfers, depending on the preferences of your customers. But for example, a nice itinerary are the imperial capitals, going from Budapest to Vienna to Prague and Berlin. You can do that all by train. And also Bavaria and Austria combination is very nice. You can combine Munich, Salzburg, and Vienna. Of course, there you could also add Budapest afterwards and so on. But Bavaria, Austria is a very nice combination. Culture and canals, you can combine Berlin, Cologne, Brussels, and Amsterdam. So a bit more on the top of Central Europe, going from the east to the west, and enjoy some beer culture. And then from Germany to Italy, from Munich to Zurich, Luzern, Lugano to Lake Como. We don't really have Zurich open yet, but it's gonna happen soon. So those are combinations you can then find there too soon. And then Poland, Germany, and Hungary is also a nice combination, from Warsaw to Berlin to Budapest. And yeah, and then a few points what we're gonna develop soon. I just wanted to show you quickly what's coming soon. So we will open Switzerland, as I said, in the next weeks. Poland is following, and we will add more regions and cities in the Netherlands, Austria, Poland, and Hungary, and in general expand our products all the time. We're trying to always find interesting activities and new places and the best hotels, so we can create a nice portfolio. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. I'm closing here with a picture of Bavaria again, where I'm from. I hope you enjoyed this masterclass and you could take something interesting for you and for your customers. And I think my colleagues answered your questions. So I think also the presentation is going to be shared with you afterwards, so you can have a closer look into all the details written there. And yeah, thank you again. It was very nice showing you my hometown and everything. And have there been any more questions to answer so far? Or is everything clear for everyone? Emmanuel, you wanted to say something?
No specific question so far, so don't hesitate on the question bar if you've got some. If no, we can finish the session. Lot of hearts and thanks. So thank you all for your attention, and don't hesitate if you have any question. We are here to help. Well, thank you everyone.
Thank you. Enjoy the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.